So here's the thing, right? I think women will always say things they don't mean. Dia selalu cakap benda yang dia tak masukkan pun. And dia cakap benda tu mungkin benar mengikut mood dia waktu itu. Yang kita lelaki ni bodoh pergi ikut benda tu. Right? So let me give you an example. Kau ketua keluarga kan, kau kena buang kerja. Or ada restructuring kat tempat kerja, kau mungkin kena buang kerja. You go, your wife cakap, tak apa, tell me everything, be vulnerable. Kau pergilah bagi tahu. Alright? Biggest mistake any man would make, right? Percaya. You can be vulnerable with me, it's okay, you can tell me anything. How is that going to help? What can she do? Alright? Is she going to do Grab lepas ni to support the family in the event kau kena buang kerja? Not really, right? It becomes your role. So for me, it's rather pointless to go and share these things. And it's a lot more productive to figure out, okay, kalau aku kena buang, aku nak buat step apa? A, B, C, D, E. Right? And I just met client. I think this year alone, I had very unique situation by a lot of people who have problem with marriages datang jumpa aku, especially men. Right? And dia datang tanya, how do you manage it? Right? I've got a client who dulu dia kerja steward, pramugara. Then took class to become pilot. Why Cara? So 3 tahun tu role tu reverse. Right? Dia reverse role tu. Dia yang kemas rumah, dia yang basuh baju, lipat kain apa semua tu. Wife kerja. While they continue to study. And the moment dia become a pilot je, wife dia hidden hantar surat cerai. Tak ada bincang, tak ada apa-apa. Okay. So and the reason kenapa, sebab income dia tak setinggi seperti yang diharapkan.
Sebagai pilot.
Sebagai pilot. Permulaan tu mungkin 5,000, 6,000 saja. It's not going to be 9,000, 10,000, belum lagi. It's going to take a couple of years. Right? I've got one more scenario whereby this guy lost his job and 6 months later wife minta cerai. Got one more client got affected by COVID, bisnes jatuh apa semua tu, wife minta cerai. So what's the point of telling and bagi dia overthink and risau? Right? And it's not helping you, it's not helping her. To be honest, you just be better off go and talk to your brotherhood. Kalau you ada, to your network, go and find another job and apa semua tu. Because they cannot handle stress as well as men. Right? So a lot of people be upset. Because people think we're equal. But no, we're not born equal. No one is equal. A man to man, we're not equal. There are going to be things you are better than me, bro. There are going to be things I'm better than you. Right? And for those who think man and woman is equal and they all should do the same thing, is bodoh. I strongly feel bodoh. Right? But it's okay. You know, I don't lose sleep. I will speak my mind. And people want to cancel me, they can fucking cancel me. I don't give a shit.
Tahu kenapa saya tanya tuan? Sebab saya biasa dengar, saya dah terfikir satu sebab masculinity punya trend ni memang dah slowly start kan since COVID, sebab Tate dan all these guys. Tapi kenapa saya macam terfikir nak tanya tadi pasal healing energy tu. So saya teringat kisah Nabi SAW masa dia turun pada Gua Hira. Lepas tu dia jumpa, dia kadang takut kan, Siti Khadijah. Waktu Siti Khadijah calm dia balik, calm dia and bagi dia support system. So mungkin akan ada certain orang lelaki, dia akan tengok that scenario dan jadikan itu adalah one of the contoh situations yang it is acceptable to be like that. So apa pendapat tuan?
Most women are not Siti Khadijah. And most men are not Rasulullah.
Yeah.
So we can use that as an example. But the reality is that, you know, macam banyak yang komen kan, bantai aku kan, Nabi pun dulu tolong kat rumah. Right? So yeah, but his wife doesn't have Instagram. Tunjuk aurat kau, right? Cerita and pergi holiday and sana sini, right?
Yeah, faham.
The woman not as dibanding pergi masuk international school and apa semua tu. Right? So you don't have similar pressure, so why compare? So I like to think that people like to compare separuh-separuh, and aku tak berapa suka lah kot. So you want to compare everything, you compare everything.
Oh.
So you don't compare, ambil separuh-separuh and then gunakan agama when it's convenient for you. Right? So I have a problem dengan orang yang mempergunakan agama tu untuk kepentingan, both men and women. So aku tak cerita sepihak je. So for me, there are men who gunakan agama, and there are women who gunakan agama juga to get what they want, and they all tunggang like crazy. Right? So you know, like I said lah, people can say, oh yeah, but Siti Khatijah was the perfect wife. Are you? Right? Did Siti Khatijah ever raise the voice to the husband? Never. Despite being more economically capable. Perempuan today who is more economically capable, adakah yang tak raise suara kepada husband? How many can say 100% I respect my husband as the ketua keluarga even though I earn more? Right? So don't be selective. Nak pakai semua. If you think you are Khatijah level, phenomenal. Right? Yeah. Tolong buang your social media dan apa semua tu, please. Right? Behave exactly like her. No problem.
Sangat interesting bila letak dari segi point of view macam tu lah. So macam, boleh saya tanya, macam sebab tak ramai orang yang alami penceraian ni, boleh saya tanya apa yang macam tuan belajar paling berharga sekali?
I think there's a couple of perspective. So my perspective is, I tak tengok failure as a failure. Banyak yang komen kan, who the fuck this guy bagi marriage advice, dia pun cerai, kenapa nak dengar cakap dia? Fine, no problem. Right? So that means you should never take any food advice from anyone gemuk. Right? Because, you know, what do they know about nutrition? Right? But my mentality has always been, whenever a tragedy ataupun musibah, or I don't get what I want, I get betrayed, heartbroken, I always ask myself, what is God trying to teach me? Right? Apa yang aku doakan? So if you doa to be at this level, but today you punya skill set at this level, Tuhan will give you test so that you can raise to this level tu layak dapat benda ni. Right? Semua orang berdoa nak duit, rezeki murah apa semua tu, but bila dia kasih ujian, kerja lebih sikit, a lot of people give up. Kasih cabaran kat tempat kerja, give up, marah bos dan apa semua tu. Well, the fact is that kau nak rezeki lebih, kau nak lagi murah, rezeki lebih tu datang dengan tanggungjawab lebih, and you have to prove first before you can get it. The world doesn't reward you based on what you can potentially be. The world reward you for what you are. Right? So every single time I get a test daripada cerai ke, or break up ke, or business ke, apa semua tu, I always ask myself, what is God trying to teach me? Right? And I have a mentality of pasrah, of whereby I leave it to you. I'm going to do my best. Allah, I leave it to you. You know everything. You know what's best for me. Dekatkan apa yang patut, jauhkan apa yang patut. So I don't have this mentality of thinking menyesal ke apa ke semua tu, because to me, apa dah berlaku. Right? I fucked up my first marriage. Right? I made mistakes. Right? So I need to be a better person, so that I'm deserving of a good wife, of a good life partner. I don't want my second marriage to end like my first marriage. Right? So for me, okay, aku buat silap kat sini. Okay? A lot of introspection kan. So, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. So I begin. So I would like to think today I'm a better man. Right? As far as partner is concerned, I'm a better man. I think. Right? Nak buat testimonial tak boleh pula kan. So macam pelik pula kan. Right? But I think today I'm a better man. I can be a better partner. But to me it's not good enough. I'm still not reaching at the level that I think I can be. Right? The best, in a way lah, compliment I've ever gotten dating was, you know, that I was so traditional, unlike dulu 50-50 and apa semua tu kan. Now
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Miskin bro. So I dated anak orang kaya. Not orang kaya lah, but middle class. Aku miskin, aku B40. So I confirm B40. Right? Aku date orang yang ada beasiswa, family middle class, boleh pergi overseas dan apa semua tu, naik kapal terbang umur belasan tahun. Dah pergi Australia, dah pergi UK, dah pergi US. Aku tak pernah naik kapal terbang sampai umur 26 tahun. So darjat tu tak sama bro. Right? So and I don't have the means to go on date, and wonderful enough, dia tak berkira. Right? So we dated at umur 20 tahun, we get married umur 28 tahun. The day that I'm comfortable
28
tahun.
8 tahun dah kira.
8 tahun dating. University sweetheart. Right? And the moment I'm capable to take over everything, I take over everything. Yeah, but in the beginning, it was 50-50. Right? So that's the mentality I bring, whereby, okay lah, aku dah fuck up kat sini, I'm not going to look at it anymore, sebab benda tu dah berlaku dah pun. A lot of people stuck in the past.
Kejap, adakah, ni saya interested nak tahu juga, adakah disebabkan 50-50 tersebut membuatkan kita punya partner punya mindset terhadap kita pun lebih kurang macam yang tadi, economically superior tu?
I think like I said lah, it's multiple problems. Okay, combine ya. Zaman dulu, zaman my dad and your dad, tak ada Instagram and tak ada apa semua tu. Our happiness is confined to what we can see dekat kita. There's nothing to compare. Right? There's nothing to compare. People don't know pun orang ni susah ataupun orang ni senang. People have no idea. Because there's nothing to show and compare, unless dia betul-betul berniat nak tunjuk, right? And then you come to a time whereby people begin to have social media and people show off their good moments and apa semua tu. And a lot of people mistakenly thinking that all these good moments kat social media ni is life. 99% of the time. But people forget that life is a Instagram reels. You only show the good part, the best part. Right? You makan kat restoran RM200, kau tunjuk gambar apa semua tu. Hari makan nasi dengan sardin tu, sementara tunggu gaji tu, you takkan tunjuk. Right? So most of the time people only showcase 5% top. So I mean, let's be honest, right? Who has got an expiry date untuk kahwin? Man or woman?
Woman.
Right? Let's objectively, of course akan kena dicam lagi lah, but where we don't care, right? Right? So who's pressuring to get married? Most of the time women, because they're not getting any younger, right? But men punya income and career normally solid once they hit 32, 35, 40. So most of the time when you want to get married at 27, 28 tu, man is not ready financially.
Oh, 27, 28 belum ready usually.
I would say tak ready lah. Most people not ready, right? I was very fortunate. I went from gaji 600 at 23 years old to gaji 10,000 before I was 30. So I was capable. And waktu aku kahwin tu, rumah pun dah ada 5. Right? So gaji umur 10,000, rumah pun dah ada few, tapi tak ada kereta untuk kahwin. Right? So but dah mampu lah at that point of time lah. But most guys are not in the same shoes. Right? And today, like I said, we are so worried about the judgment of people. Kalau kau buat kenduri kecil-kecil, orang fikir apa. Right?
Saya dengar so far like parents je yang masih fikir macam tu ke sekarang yang adult nak kahwin pun macam tu je orang fikir.
I think a lot of people
Still fikir
Don't realize that wedding is actually for your parents, bukan untuk kau.
Yeah.
Right? Because they are going to bring most of their friends and cousins and apa sebagainya. They want to show off that they are doing well. Right? And kalau kau buat kat certain tempat not meeting the standard. Right? All that is fine kalau dia nak bayar semua, but when they try to put the burden on the man becomes even more problematic. Which is why you see a lot of men today take personal loan nak kahwin. Right? Which is actually quite sad lah. I had a client datang 2 minggu lepas who tag me cakap, FR, I want to thank you. Cakap, kenapa? I nak kahwin tahun depan. Right? So why are you thanking me? Oh, I dapat beli rumah dengan you guys. Rumah tu below market. Now I have cash. So I dah cukup duit untuk kahwin walaupun nak kahwin tahun depan. So tak nak buat personal loan. So I'm grateful. Right? So kerja yang aku buat tu membantulah orang kat luar kan. Right? But yeah, I think marriage is a significant commitment, and normally most of the time as of today, people want to compare. People want to do minimum apa yang kawan dia buat. Right? And therefore becomes difficult lah. Niat nak kahwin tu dah lari. Right? What's the main objective untuk kahwin? Kurangkan maksiat, halalkan. Right? But a lot of people really focus on that one day, and then they suffer for 10 years paying for that one day lah.
Tuan recommend bercinta sebelum kahwin ke kahwin baru bercinta?
Aku ada major trust issue dengan perempuan. So bercinta lah dulu lama-lama sikit. So for me kalau tak kenal 3 tahun tak nak kahwin.
Daripada dulu ke sebab divorce? Ada traumatic experience ke dulu semula?
Look, I mean, if you look at my track record, I memang macam tu. I dated 8 tahun before I kahwin.
Yelah tak, apa yang buatkan ada major trust issue? Daripada mana stemnya benda tu?
I think the fact that, especially for guys, right? Guys don't realize that you have to get to know your partner every 3 to 5 years. Your partner is a different person at 20 years old. Perempuan lah especially. There'll be a different person at 25. There'll be a different person as a girlfriend. Different person as tunang. Different person as wife. Different person as mother. At 35, they change again. Right? So if you don't have the mentality of trying to get to know your partner over and over again, you'll be wondering, dia dah berubah. Dia dah berubah. Selalu dengar kan benda ni kan? Right? So for me, and the other thing is that maybe sebab I have a lot of things to consider. I've got aging mum that I want to look after properly. I've got 2 young daughters. So in a way it's a baggage for my partner. So they have to deal dengan benda tu kan. So it's not as simple for me to just kenal 3 bulan and let's go. Right? And you can say my first marriage was marriage based on love because I had nothing. I had a couple of properties saja. But I wasn't rich, I wasn't wealthy. I'm not worth as much today. Today I'm worth a little bit more. So I want to understand the motivation of people who wants to be my life partner.
Tapi saya ada nampak study, saya tak ingat specifically mana satu. Cinta sebelum kahwin ataupun partner dipilih sendiri dengan family yang pilih, divorce rate lebih tinggi untuk pilih sendiri punya partner. Tuan rasa kenapa?
I think because young people are dumb kot. We are all dumb when you're young. How do you know what you're supposed to know when you're 40, when you are 35? It's impossible.
So tuan recommend follow orang yang lebih mengetahui, iaitu parents kita lah.
Like I said lah, marriage requires a lot of work from both parties. So if you're not willing to put the work to grow together, it's very difficult. Right? One of my business mentor kahwin 5 kali, and he's orang putih. 5 kali. He's 70 plus. Right? So I don't think there's any right answer. I think marriage would be easier if you berpasangan dengan orang yang faham agama, you berpasangan dengan orang yang faham tanggungjawab. Cinta tu to me is something that you can build later. But I think if you don't understand agama, don't understand tanggungjawab tu, kau dah susah. Because then it's everything about the world punya logic. You know, if the ideology of feminism is very strong towards your partner, mampus lah kau. Because everything is equal. Feminist is all about equality, right? They want equal everything, tapi bayar laki tu still kena bayar 100%.
Banyak Malaysia family
I think dia punya bibit-bibit tu dah mula lah. Right? So that's not equal lah. Right? So you want the responsibility of a CEO the power of a CEO but responsibility of a toddler. That's why I think feminism is right? There's no accountability on making mistakes. So like I said, I think the challenge here is that when you marry someone who tak faham agama, tak faham tanggungjawab, then everything is about my emotion and my feeling and my mood at that point of time. Buat kerja ikut mood. Layan suami ikut mood, or layan isteri ikut mood. And I think the world is so much better bila people faham tanggungjawab daripada segi agama. Even after divorce, you can still have a phenomenal relationship. Okay? I don't want to brag, tapi I have got a good working relationship with my ex-wife. Very respectful. We can still go for holidays together. Right? My ex-wife live a better life compared to most wives. Right? And because I wanted to do my tanggungjawab, okay, I've got 2 daughters, my daughters is watching. Right? A lot of people seem to think divorce end. No, divorce is a new beginning. Right? Banyak orang selalu tanya dengan I, why don't just stay together for the sake of the kids? And I was born into a family whereby my arwah dad and my mum selalu bergaduh. And as a son, I wish kau divorce je lah. Bebek kau divorce bahagia pada hari-hari berantam, sebab aku serabut sebagai anak tengok. Right? Mama didn't know this up until like 2-3 tahun lepas bila cerita, bila sembang. Right? So for me, if you can have a respectful divorce towards your spouse and work together because you still have kids together and apa semua tu, your kids are gonna be okay. Right? So I think if you want to look at it as a bad thing and you know, kau divorce and then kau burukkan suami kau and suami kau burukkan kau, like what happening with a lot of artists ni kan, buka aib suami and apa semua tu. Even my comment, you know, I got artist bro comment, itulah bangga dia cerita pasal tak jaga anak, main game bila balik rumah tak jaga anak, rembat duit isteri. I'm like, ni artis ni over million follower. I'm not doing any of those things. So you must be projecting and buka aib suami kau kepada satu dunia tu. You're still married to this guy and you are already opening aib dia kepada satu dunia untuk tengok. You are telling everyone dia main game, dia rembat duit kau, dia tak jaga anak, dia tak buat tanggungjawab. Right? People literally think that way. People don't know. I know my kids punya best friends. Siapa? I know musuh ketat dia kat sekolah siapa. I know all the drama, siapa couple dengan siapa, aku tahu. Right? It's post-divorce. I end all of my conversation dengan my daughter with I love you. Right? I get that a lot from my 2 daughters. So I don't think divorce is a bad thing. Perkahwinan tu penyelesaian. Divorce pun penyelesaian juga. Right? So I don't feel guilty, because for me, as long as aku buat tanggungjawab aku above and beyond, even my ex-wife is going to be well taken care of. Right? And I will make sure that she's going to be well taken care of. Right? And I think a lot of people don't understand the dilemma that a father have. Right? People completely tak nampak. Right? 2 weeks ago, I kat Bandung. My daughter masuk hospital. Right? I can go back. Right? But the reality is that what can I do? I'm not a doctor. I cannot give her the best treatment. Moral support je I can give, which I can do by a call. So I made the decision. I continue buat kerja I nak kena buat kat Bandung sampai sakit dan apa semua tu. And I make sure my daughter has got the best treatment. I told my ex-wife, whatever money bagi tahu je, I'll transfer. Just make sure she gets the best treatment. 4 days later, she's out. All good. Now, a lot of people will say, bajingan punya ayah, anak sakit pun tak datang tengok apa semua tu. But people don't know I video call my daughter every day. Bagi semangat. But I do what I'm supposed to do because I still have a business to run. I ada hampir 200 orang bergantung kat I, periuk nasi dekat Far Capital. And if the business is okay, I can look after 200 people. My daughter is going to be okay juga. Right? But is there a sacrifice required from the man? Yes. Right? My ex-wife gets flowers for a sacrifice to jaga my daughter. I don't even get a thank you. Now, am I gonna stop becoming a father, a provider because of that? No. I do what I'm supposed to do. Most of the time, the sacrifice of the father, orang tak nampak. Sampailah kita meninggal. We are only appreciated bila kita dah tak ada. That's just the reality. People don't know, bro, how painful. Dah ada anak kan?
Yeah.
Huh? People don't understand how painful this for us. Orang rasa kita tak ada perasaan, pentingkan kerja dan apa semua tu. A lot of women say it. But the reality is that we'll kill ourselves to make sure our kids are okay. But we do what we need to do. Hati bergolak, nak menangis dan apa semua tu, belakang cerita lah. Because at the end of the day, semua benda perlukan duit. Sekolah, medical.
Saya rasa macam tadi bila tuan cakap semua masalah rasa lebih mudah bila kita cari partner yang faham agama dan faham tanggungjawab. So saya rasa tu nasihat sangat berharga and ending yang cantik lah bagi saya untuk fasa perkahwinan. Sebab kita nak shift juga ke dalam fasa kerjaya juga. Assalamualaikum guys. So kalau korang pun nak belajar buat money online, semua menggunakan social media saja macam student aku ni, kau tengok dia boleh buat 1,500 aja dengan satu video pertama je dia belajar straight daripada aku. Ataupun macam Syamim ni, dia buat apa? Dia buat almost RM1,000 menggunakan TikTok Shop saja. Ataupun kalau korang nak buat menggunakan live ni boleh. One of aku punya student ni nampak almost RM500 menggunakan TikTok Shop live. So kalau korang nak belajar, klik link kat bawah, join Audis University. Sekarang kita open hanya RM90 saja sebulan. Kalau korang tak nak kita naikkan harga, join sekarang.